Workplaces today generate a massive amount of noise. We are drowning in documents, internal policies, support tickets, and endless task lists. It is no surprise that the immediate instinct is to bring in artificial intelligence to clean up the mess. But there is a sharp difference between an old-school chatbot and a modern AI assistant. A chatbot runs on rigid, fixed scripts. An AI assistant actually understands user intent, asks clarifying questions, and adapts to the conversation. To build one that works, you do not need a massive engineering team. You only need two things to start: one highly specific business problem to solve, and a collection of existing company documents. Building a minimum viable assistant is about stripping away the initial chaos. You enforce strict rules, limit the tools it can use, and feed it clean data. The most common trap when starting out is trying to build a system that does absolutely everything. If you ask your AI to handle customer support, write blog posts, generate invoices, and analyze sales charts all at once, you get a system that behaves like an over-enthusiastic office pet. It is lovable, but it is tipping over under the weight of its tasks and probably chewing on the payroll spreadsheet. Instead, force the assistant to own exactly one narrow, measurable job. That might mean it only answers questions about shipping and refunds. Before writing a single line of code, lock down 3 answers. Who is the specific user? What exact problem does this solve? And most importantly, what is the AI explicitly forbidden from doing? Tightly restricting the scope is your strongest safeguard. It keeps the system from wandering off topic and inventing policies you do not actually have. Once you have a job, you need to give the model a brain. We do this using a process called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. This simply forces the AI to search your specific documents before it generates a response, reducing the chance it relies on its own assumptions. But if you feed the system messy, unorganized files, it will confidently give you bad answers. Outdated policies and duplicate manuals directly cause the AI to fail. Before connecting the AI, you have to manually clean your knowledge base. Delete the duplicate articles, update the instructions, and organize your folder structures so the system knows exactly where to look. An AI assistant is entirely capped by the quality of its source material. Bad documents guarantee a bad assistant. Next, the language model needs strict instructions. You define its exact persona, its tone, and its operational limits. Giving an AI vague instructions like "be helpful" is like sending it into a fog. It needs highly specific restrictions and clear formatting rules to function properly. A professional system prompt outlines the role, strictly enforces knowledge boundaries, and defines exactly when the AI should escalate the conversation to a human. The user interface must support these rules. By providing visible starter prompts like "check refund status" or "summarize this policy," you guide user behavior and prevent vague questions. Pairing precise instructions with a controlled interface removes the guesswork. It turns a random text generator into a predictable, reliable tool. A basic assistant only talks. A stronger assistant can act. Tools allow the AI to interact directly with your business systems, like checking order status or scheduling an appointment. But tools require strict permissions. The baseline security rule for any new assistant is to default entirely to read-only access. It can look at the data, but it cannot change it. For irreversible actions like issuing a refund, modifying private data, or sending an email, the system must require explicit user confirmation. The assistant asks permission before it executes. Restricting tool access acts as a physical firewall. It ensures the assistant remains a helpful subordinate rather than an automated liability. Now you have to try and break it. Testing an AI assistant is an adversarial process where you intentionally push its logic to the limit before launch. You need to see how the assistant behaves when users type with poor grammar, insert random typos, and leave out crucial context. You must test it with highly emotional or angry inputs to ensure it stays calm and professional under pressure. Test against direct jailbreaks, where a user explicitly orders the AI to ignore its instructions or demands access to internal system rules. Throw out-of-scope questions at it that are completely unrelated to its defined job, just to make sure it refuses to answer. The ultimate indicator of a successful test is not the AI getting every answer right. It is the AI admitting uncertainty and halting action rather than guessing. A trustworthy AI has strict trigger discipline. It knows exactly when to step aside and route the confusion to a human operator. What you are left with is a minimum viable assistant operating smoothly inside a clean, simple interface, securely answering questions from a single trusted knowledge base. You scoped its job, cleaned the data, applied strict behavioral rules, protected its tools, and tested it against chaos. True automation success comes from building small, highly focused tools that reduce workplace drama and quietly get the job done.